My screen is visible, right? Okay, so I'll create a new directory. I'll call it third. I'll say cd third, right? Then I'll do an npm init. I'm just pressing enter here, right? So if you closely look at this, what this thing does, npm init does is it simply creates a file called as package.json, right? Again, no rocket science, nothing new. But I didn't tell that to you because अभी तक हमने कभी package.json यानी json समझा नहीं था. So now that we understand what json is, that is what npm init does. It creates a package.json file. Right now I'll open that thing here. Right, if you see, look at package.json, again it is enclosed in curly brace, contains comma separated, this is comma separated key value pairs, and each key and value it is separated by a colon, right? And the value part can also contain another json. This is what we have looked at till now, right? What I'll do is I'll create another file, let's say index.js. Right, now in index.js, what I'll do is say let's first try to create a simple array, right? It's not anything about JSON, it is a simple array. So how will I create an array? I'll say let arr1 equals to, and I'll say 1 comma 5 comma 2 comma 4 comma 7 comma 8, right? It is as simple as that. I can simply say console.log arr1, right? And I can run this by saying node index.js. So what I printed is the array which I have created, 1 5 2 4 7 वगैरह वगैरह, right? That got printed. This is fine and fair. Then, right, how will I access, let's say, third element of an array? I can simply say console.log arr1 of 2. Index 2 means element number 3. I'll run this, right? It gave me the third element, that is 2. Right, again, no rocket science. Now, if I have to find out how many elements are there in an array, I can simply say console.log arr1.length. Right, and if I run this, it gave me 6. Why? Because there are 6 elements in my array, right? And what is the index? Index starts from 0 and it will go up till 5. Now, if I have to iterate over this array, how can I do that? I can say for, say, let I equals to 0, I less than arr1.length, I plus plus, and I can simply say console.log arr1 of I. Right, I'll run this. So it printed me all the elements of an array. यहाँ से 1 5 2 4 7 8 likewise. Right, there is another way of iterating. Right, what is that way? I can say arr1 dot for each. Right, and I'll type x here, any variable x I would say as of now, and I'll simply say console.log x. Right, this is another syntax, and what is happening is that in this for each function, what we are passing is another function as a parameter. Right, so this is a little different thing which we have not seen till now. Right, for each is a function queue because it is having this parenthesis, and inside that function, if you can see, what we are passing is we are passing an arrow operator wala function, that is an arrow function. right? Let's see if it prints. I'll just say console.log another way, right? Just to separate this thing out, right? And let's see, right? So after another way, again what we got is the elements, right? So do not worry about this for each as of now, even if you do not understand its syntax, right? We'll come to it later, right? तो ये तो हुआ simple एक integer array का. We can also have string array. So I can say let arr2 equals to, I'll say abc comma def comma ghi comma jkl, right? And I can say console.log arr2. I can also say console.log arr2 of say 3. Let's see what it does, right? So ये arr2 print हुआ और ये arr2 का index number 3, that is 4th element print हुआ, right? Because this has 4 elements. If I do arr2 dot length, it will give me 4, right? How will I iterate? Again in the same way, I will say for let j equals to 0, j less than arr2 dot length j plus plus, and here I can simply say console.log arr2 of j, right? So it printed me all the values. ठीक है, it is pretty simple. Any questions यहाँ तक? Okay, great, right? It is very simple. Now next what we are going to look is, right, we'll have a look at an array of JSON, right? First what we'll have a look at is that we can have some key in a JSON whose value part is an array, right? Let's take a look at that. So I would say let s1 equals to a JSON. Inside this JSON, I'll say have first key as name, so I'll say Gandhar. Then I'll have second key as say roll number, and I would say 1. Then I'll have third key as say percentage, and I can say 80, right? Then I'll have another key mobile. Right, now I can have multiple mobile numbers as well, right? So I'll say 1 2 3 4 ये मेरा पहला, then 2 3 4 5 ये मेरा दूसरा मोबाइल नंबर, and 5 4 3 6 ये मेरा तीसरा मोबाइल नंबर, right? So what is interesting thing to note is that in the value part of this JSON, राइट, आई एम हैविंग एन एरे. अभी तक हमने वैल्यू पार्ट में क्या देखा था? या तो एक इंटीजर देखा था ऐसे, या तो हमने स्ट्रिंग देखी थी, राइट, या तो एक दूसरा जेसन देखा था जो हमने वो स्टूडेंट के एड्रेस में देखा था वो, राइट. बट नाउ व्हाट आई एम हैविंग इज आई एम हैविंग एन एरे, राइट. इन दिस केस इट इज एरे ऑफ स्ट्रिंग्स. सो आई एम हैविंग एन एरे एज array in the value part, right? I'll print console.log s1. It should print me simple this entire JSON. Then I'll say console.log s1.mobile. What will this do? This will print me the value of this array, right? Let us take a look. ठीक है, तो ये उसने JSON प्रिंट किया, right? And यहाँ it printed that array. Now if I have to iterate over this array, how will I do that? I'll say for let k equals to 0, k less than s1 dot mobile dot length k plus plus, and I'll say console.log s1 dot mobile of k. Let's see. ठीक है, तो it printed me all the numbers one by one. Right, so again it is simple, no rocket science. सिर्फ ये डॉट ऑपरेटर प्रॉपरली यूज करना आपको आना चाहिए, तो वो थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस करोगे तो आ जाएगा. राइट, इट वोंट बी टू डिफिकल्ट. राइट, और कौन सी चीज़ एरे है, कौन सा क्या है, ये डॉट ऑपरेटर के थ्रू कैस्केड कर करके आप पहुंच सकते हो. Again, no rocket science. Now the next thing that we are going to look is, let's have say an array of JSON. Let us have an array of JSON, right? So let's say I say where let movies equals to, एक मैंने simple array बनाया, and inside this my array of JSON would have this syntax. तो ये सिंटैक्स कैसा है कि एरे है और एरे के अंदर में मेरे पास कॉमा सेपरेटेड जेसन है. राइट, तो अगेन नॉर्मल स्ट्रिंग एरे जैसा होता है या इंटीजर एरे जैसा होता है, वैसा ही ये जेसन का एरे है. राइट, तो मूवीज में आई कैन हैव की एज नेम, आई विल हैव सम मूवी DDLJ, एंड आई कैन हैव अनदर की बजट, एंड आई कैन से 2.5, and I can also have another key actors, and this can be an array, another array, say SRK, and और कौन सा DDLJ में काजोल मुखर्जी. Right, then another movie, again name I'll say PK. Right, then I'll have budget, I'll say 4.5, and actors, again this would be an array which would be Amir Khan and say AS. Right, like दो ही मूवी लेते हैं, ज़्यादा ये नहीं करते. ठीक है, so if you take a look at this, what you can see is that this is an array, right? And the elements of that array, what are they? They are JSON. Right, how will I access, let's say if I have to access this movie PK, how can I do that? I can simply say console.log movies of 1. Why 1? Because index 1 मतलब element number 2. Right, dot name. So this should print me PK. Right, so if you can see, it printed me PK here. Right, if I have to print the actors of first movie, so I can say console.log movies of 0 dot actors. So this should print me SRK and KM. And if I have to iterate over them, I can say for let say L equals to 0, L less than movies of 0 dot actors dot length, then L plus plus. Right, and I can simply say console.log movies of 0 dot actors of L. This should print me individually the actors. So what I got is SRK and KM.